Hello, patrons. How is everyone? I thought I'd rock the Iconicon t-shirt again. How's everyone doing? Can everyone hear me okay? I'm using my new computer. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, that's better. Jim Largo, Scuba Pete, Grindhead Jim, Michael Schaefer, Keith Knight, Kieran Ball, Daniel Dorian, Jim Largo, if I didn't already say that. How is everyone? Gojatron, Mvargo 97. Awesome. Thank you, Daniel Dorian. Great setup. Yeah, it's I'm working off the new iMac that I bought with pretty much the revenue from Iconicon enabled me to buy a new iMac. It's a much better computer. I mean, there was nothing wrong with my computer when it was new, my old iMac, but it's like 12 or 13, maybe even 14 years old now. I haven't retired it. I keep that downstairs, and I actually do a lot of my script writing on that. I don't like sitting up here when I'm script writing because I get too distracted by stuff. So, but I thought I'd sit down with you guys for about an hour this morning and talk to you a little bit about my G.I. Joe classified collection and what I'm doing with it in the future. We'll see how it goes. Lady Harriet, hey, what are you doing? She's playing with a vintage Road Ripper that Joseph sent me. What the hell? Is the internet connection okay? Am I jumping around at all? The picture seems to be freezing a bit. Sound is fine. Okay. We'll just roll with it. If it becomes a problem, I may try and log in on the laptop, but it should be okay. We are having some issues with the internet. Not just me, my kind of whole area I live in are having home like broadband issues at the moment. The Telstra company, which it used to be Telecom Australia's, now it's Telstra. They're supposedly fixing it soon, but it's been going on for a while. Freezing a bit here and there. I wonder if I should go and get my laptop. Will that be any better? I don't know. I've got the thing open here on YouTube, and it's frustrating me a bit that it keeps freezing. Audio is fine. Okay, audio is fine. We'll just roll with it then. So, my G.I. Joe classified collection. If you want to go back to when G.I. Joe Classifieds was kind of first announced, the first product that we saw was the deluxe Snake Eyes. And I'm pretty sure we saw this only a couple of days before we saw the other figures in the wave. And I was really impressed with what I saw initially of this particular figure. It's bound to be the bandwidth. Unlikely. Laptop have different result. Yeah, let me just try. Well, first of all, I'm going to close down YouTube. I'll close down all my other apps that are open. Tony's doing Shatner without trying to do Shatner. Fair enough. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I've closed down everything else, my mail and everything. So, cool. Well, the audio is perfect. We're just going to roll with this. So, when I first saw this figure, saw the initial photographs, I was very, very impressed. And I reached out to Joseph, who you should know from here on Patreon, because this was only available through Hasbro Pulse. It was a deluxe figure that was not going to be available at retail. There was a retail version, which I have. It's been, oh, great, no more freezing. It seems fixed. Okay, maybe shutting everything else down's fixed it. Yeah, I do have the retail version of Snake Eyes that was kindly gifted to the channel sometime later. But yeah, Joseph pre-ordered this for me because Hasbro Pulse doesn't ship internationally, so I can't pre-order it myself. Then when I got the figure in hand, there are parts of this figure that I really, really like, and there are parts that I hate. Like, this will be funny if the screen freezes. He's so wobbly. And trying to pose this guy and get him to stand up is very, very difficult. He'll keep falling over, and it's because of these loose joints. It's very frustrating. And the fact that they provide peg holes in the feet, but don't provide any figure stands, hey, at least we're getting figure stands with action force. Because I think modern collectors, figure stands are a must these days, particularly. Like, you don't want figures like this on a high up shelf, and you know, if you don't have glass cabinets, you've got bookshelves or whatever, you don't want something like this to take a topple and lose some of the paint apps across his visor. But then after I saw the announcement of the first 4 figures, which was Duke, Roadblock, Scarlet, and then the retail release Snake Eyes, I was like, why have I pre-ordered this? He's going to be an orphaned action figure. I'm not going to want anything else in the line because the rest of them are pretty rubbish, let's be honest. They're pretty rubbish. But then fast forward to today, and I've got a whole stack of G.I. Joe stuff to talk through here today. I've Embargo 97. I've had a few figures that loose. Not all of them are. That one, I'm trying to think. The Arctic Storm Shadow is very, very similar. It's like a bobblehead, yeah. Yeah, the Arctic Storm Shadow is very, very similar. But beyond that Snake Eyes and the retail release Snake Eyes, the only other figure that I have from the first wave is Destro, because he's the only decent figure. And there's no light reflecting. He's the only decent figure from that wave. And I do particularly like this figure. I do wish it had a few more accessories, but yeah, it's a cool figure. The briefcase is pretty cool. I don't mind the sidearm. Not a fan of that big blaster, whatever the hell that is. So, but I have Destro. You would have seen him used in a number of my videos in the past. Chris Mealer, how you doing, mate? He says, love most of the later classified figures, but the vehicles make the G.I. Joe toy line for me. So the lack of vehicles makes classified a line I just go for a handful of cool figures I really like. I completely agree with that. They've done, what, 2 vehicles so far? So the Cobra Coil motorcycle with Baroness, which I think that motorbike is just ridiculous. I've got no interest in acquiring that. And obviously the Ram cycle that I have here, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Grindhead Jim, the few classified figures I have, I'm afraid to remove them from the box. Why are you afraid to remove them from the box, Jim? Is it you worried they're going? They're not really. They're quite durable. They're just loose. Some of them are loose. And Kieran Ball says some Marvel Legends have loose bodies as well. I don't have you, as you would have seen from the stream yesterday. That was like every Marvel Legend pretty much that I have. I think I've got another 2-pack from Thor Ragnarok that's unopened, but what was on the table is pretty much the extent of my Legends collection, and none of the figures in that line that I have are loose, but I'm sure there are some. Grindhead Jim, for fear of massive disappointment. potentially. Wesley Hendricks. I wasn't into the G.I. Joe Classified at first, but like where it's going with original Joes getting so expensive and fragile, this might be the future for average collectors. Yeah, I think so. Like, I do think they need to do some more vehicles. I don't know why the first G.I. Joe HasLab project was not for classified. I don't know why they made millions and millions of Sky Strikers. You can get a vintage Sky Striker in the box for cheaper than what you can get the HasLab one. Yes, it comes with this stand and all these other accessories and stuff like that, but 3 3/4 inch is not what's selling right now. It's classified that's selling. So I don't know why they've gone off and done the first HasLab as something else. So Michael Schaefer, I am impressed that Hasbro has seemed to course correct their earlier errors. They have, and they're continually getting better and better and better. They listen to some of the feedback from the fans, started to improve. We started to get better figures, but still with some dodgy weapons. And now you look at like the Tiger Force Outback, his assault rifle looks much, much better. Might not be reflective of a real world rifle, but looks like a real world rifle. So yeah, I'm pleased they're doing that. And the most recent announcements, Storm Shadow, Outback, I wish it was classic Outback, not Tiger Force, Spirit, I think they're awesome. Embargo 97, I totally agree, man. I love the 3 3/4 inch figures as well, but yeah, they just don't seem as popular nowadays. Still collecting vintage is popular, but people who collect vintage don't want modern. So it's a bit like that. The Dragon Reborn, I posted a photo on Patreon earlier of Bob Breakin having a look at the RoboSkull Mark II. Yeah, there was a convention on the weekend in the UK called Rollout Roll Call. I saw that photo. Thank you for sharing that. I'm also really impressed with Matt Paul. For those of you who know him, he goes on Instagram as the Kraken Wakes. He does lots of 3D printing stuff. He does replacement parts for Action Force, like Palitoy Action Force. And he has produced a number of figures based on the Red Shadows Officer, the unreleased prototype that I showed in the video a while back. I really want to get my hands on one of those, so I'll be reaching out to Matt on Instagram and seeing if I can purchase one and have it shipped to Australia. It looks really, really cool. Speaking of weaponry, so this is Michael Schaefer, obviously. Speaking of weaponry, I fully 100% agree with your prediction of the selling of Valaverse weapons pack in large numbers for G.I. Joe. So I did a video a while back about the prototype armament set, where they're all unpainted. I did paint a couple of them. And then if you saw the unboxing of the Desert Rat prototype, Bobby actually sent me production samples of the weapons pack Alpha and Bravo and the backpack gear set. And I said that I was going to make a video about it. And I started kind of playing around with the different weapons, which they're awesome weapons. The ABS plastic, you don't get any bendy barrels or anything like that. They're really, really rigid. The factory paint is insane. It's so good. You wait till you get the saw and you've got, an all black saw with bipod, and then a green ammo can and the gold belt with the black link holding all the rounds together. Looks absolutely amazing. I was starting to put the weapons with G.I. Joe figures, and yes, it really, really improves the G.I. Joes, but I didn't want to put it on camera that basically what I've decided to do was not go ahead with that video now and wait until I receive Series 1 of Action Force and showcase those weapons with the figures that they were designed to go with, because they're going to look even better with Action Force. You probably will see an appearance of this guy in the video, Pimp Daddy Destro. I think I shared on Instagram. He looks awesome with the gold AK and the gold Desert Eagle. So that will probably make an appearance in the video. We have a cat appearance. Harry. Excuse me. Jason Keane, did you get your copy of Action Force: The Battle Years? If so, what do you think of it? It's still in the mail. It hasn't arrived yet. I'm hoping it turns up this week. Joshua Allington plans on getting himself some Valaverse weapons for his Joes. I think a lot of people are going to be doing that, and they're, very, very reasonably priced. The amount of accessories you get in one pack for, what's it, $12 US or something? Very, very cool. Yes, Bobby's tour was brilliant. So Sal from 2 Cents Toys helped him film that, and then he sent all the video files to me, and I really enjoyed editing that together for him. So Daniel Dorian loves the Migo cabinet on your right, Tony. The two Corgi pickup trucks with the Incredible Hulk that Keith sent are sitting in there at the moment. I'm going to rearrange the collection, obviously, when I move, which is going to be in the new year. I don't have a set date, but I've been told the house won't be ready. They're having some maintenance done on it now. It's not going to be ready till mid-December, and then they need to organise a removal company. And I've basically said, look, you're not going to move me until the new year. So Michael Schaefer, he also loved the tour and also the Steel Brigade tour video as well. Yeah, same with that. Sal filmed it. I edited it, and when Bobby can send me just raw footage where, I'm not writing a script, I'm not doing any of the filming. Editing is the most enjoyable part of the video production process for me. And I can edit these videos really, really quickly for Bobby. So I think you're going to start seeing a lot more Valaverse content, because we've got this really good system going where Sal will go and visit him, every couple of weeks, and they've got an idea for a video. The two of them film it. Bobby sends me the raw files. I edit it, send it back a couple of days later. So there's 2 more videos that I've edited for him. So, I think he's not dumping them all out at the same time, but you're going to get another video probably, I imagine, later this week. I sent him a finished edited video yesterday. So yes, Keith, I do know where and what I'm moving into. So I'm moving out of a 3-story townhouse into a single-story 4-bedroom house. It's only about 1 kilometre down the road from here, maybe 1.5 km. Yeah, and it's going to be okay. Aside from the master bedroom, the other 3 bedrooms are a lot smaller than the 2 bedrooms we've got here, but at least we've got 4 bedrooms. The collection room will be a lot smaller, so I will be having to put some stuff into storage. I'm going to be selective. I'm probably going to be very selective about my Action Man collection, and I'm not going to get rid of anything. I'll just be putting some of it into storage to have a more varied display, because the Action Man stuff takes up so much room. And I really want to use one of the shelves in one of these glass cabinets will eventually become just a dedicated Desert Rat shelf, with the original Action Man Long Range Desert Group figure, the carded outfit. I've managed to get a loose version of the 1990s Action Man Desert Patrol. Would like to get a boxed one as well. Obviously, I've got the carded Desert Rat. I've got a couple of loose Desert Rats. I've got the prototype, and then eventually I'll have the production versions in there as well. Okay. Before I forget, guys, for those of you who watched the live stream yesterday, Evander, that toy, that Captain Scarlet, the Spectrum vehicle, is absolutely awesome. Within 30 minutes of that stream ending, I went on eBay and I bought the Angel Interceptor as well. So it's boxed, but the box is really tatty, but I didn't care. The toy was in excellent condition. It comes with the Angel Pilot with a helmet. So when that arrives, I'll be doing a big Captain Scarlet video. I didn't want to make a video just about that one toy, especially when there was another really cool vehicle in the range. So yeah, that'll be, it's going to take a while to get here from the UK. So I imagine that'll be one of the videos that comes in the new year. Yes, Michael, it was a really, really cool vehicle. Oops. Stephen Cronin, yes, Desert Rat is part of the second wave. So Series 2 of Action Force is being split into 2A and 2B. With like 3 core characters in 2A and then 4 core characters in 2B. Pre-orders will go up at the same time, which is going to be around mid to late December. But if you're placing pre-orders, you have to place them separately because they're going to ship at separate times. So Series 2A will be in March and Series 2B will be in May, hopefully. All going well. Yeah, Kieran Ball, like it's frustrating. We do really like living in this house. We don't really want to leave, but the other place is more than suitable. And the fact that I want to live stream from this room a lot more than what I do. The reason I can't do that is because there's no door on the room. It goes straight down into the staircase, and it's very rude of me to keep asking Grace, to not bang around in the kitchen or not watch TV downstairs because the background noise interrupts the streams. I can't, with the amount of content that I'm putting out on YouTube, live streams and that kind of thing, I can't do that. So I've been fortunate that the last couple of 3POA podcasts have been on days where Grace has been working the weekend. But the next 3POA podcasts I'll have to do back down in the studio. But when I go to this new house, because it's we're going from 3-bedroom to 4-bedroom, 1 bedroom for me and Grace, 1 bedroom for my son, 1 bedroom for the studio, and then the collection will go into another bedroom. And in the middle of the collection room, I'm going to set up the other iMac, and that will be where I do all of the 3POA podcasts from. It'll be a permanent setup. So I'm not constantly moving around, and I can regularly stream from the collection room, with nice collection in the background, lights on. It's going to look really good. So long story short, as much as I don't really want to move out of this house, I am using it as an opportunity to better set up analog toys for video production. So it's going to be good. All right, I've got to keep an eye on the time, guys, because I've got to go to work this morning. So I'll be wrapping this up about, what time did we start? 4:30, about 5:20. So we'll go for about 50 minutes, and then I have to, I'm pretty much ready for work. I've just got to get changed and then head out the door. So, that's what I'm working on, Michael Schaefer. I'm working on getting a much more efficient layout in the new household. So I'm not sure where the editing suite's going to be yet. It may actually live in the studio. It may kind of, I don't know yet. I don't know. I need to wait until we start moving all the furniture in. But yeah, I've got 2 iMacs now. So the old one will sit in the collection room, permanently set up. Then the other spare room will be the studio. But this time it's not going to have the spare bed in it like this one here, because the room won't be big enough. But I think the fact of not having a bed in there is going to be, I'm just going to have shelving with, plastic tubs full of toys that I need ready to hand. It's going to be good. So, all right, let me just start sort of showing you some of the other. I can't exactly remember what order I got all these classifieds in, but this was another figure that was gifted to the channel from a supporter in Melbourne, Australia. I don't like this figure. I really don't like it. They should have done, the traditional Snake Eyes first. I'm really looking forward to the one that we're now going to get in the next wave. But the worst thing about this guy is he does not have rotation at the top of the boot, calf articulation. It really, really limits his posability. So, Scuba Pete, when we come for a visit, bring a blow-up bed. We're not going to get rid of the spare bed. I'm just going to store it out in the shed. I may actually keep the mattress in the studio leaned up against the wall because it's excellent for sound. The sound won't echo as much when I'm recording videos, and that way, if I ever get a visitor, I can just move some stuff out of the studio, set the bed up, and then we've still got a spare room. It just won't be permanently set up as a spare room. So no, mate, there's no way I would have you or Leslie on a blow-up bed when you come to visit. So, will the special edition Action Force figures be in Wave 2A, 2B, i.e. Sergeant Slammer? I believe Sergeant Slammer is coming out with Series 1. I'm pretty sure. But I don't think Bob, don't quote me on this because I'm not 100%. I'm pretty sure it's coming in Series 1, but I don't think Bobby's actually going to open up orders for that until they arrive. So stay tuned, man. I'm sure there'll be a newsletter comes out or whatever, because there's only going to be 500. It's not a unique figure. It's exactly the same Sergeant Slaughter figure in the pack. It's just, exclusive packaging in the traditional Action Force colors. As for the Wasp Raider, I believe that's coming with Series 1 as well. But that's, the BotCon exclusive. So I'm assuming they have to wait for their order. And if you've seen some of Bobby's updates and what he's talked about on the 3POA is that he paid extra for expedited shipping, which means he's going to get his container of product before Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that because they went the traditional route. So I'm expecting, if you order through Valaverse and CrowdOx, you're probably going to get your stuff shipped a few weeks before than those people who ordered through Big Bad Toy Store. No, Kieran, I won't put Scuba in the shed. This is one of the best figures they have done so far in the classified line. I really, really like this Zartan. Again, I put a photo of him on Instagram riding the Punisher bike, and it looks awesome. I can't wait for them to do some more Dreadnoks. Ripper's my favorite Dreadnok. If that's the case, I think people will be running around trying to snap up those Marvel Legends Punishers with the motorbike because you don't even need to customize it. You just throw Zartan on there or any other Dreadnok and they look awesome. So one of the best figures in the line so far. Well, certainly out of the ones that I have picked up. Next, we've got Cobra Commander. I don't mind him. He's okay. I'm glad he didn't come out in the first wave because I think they might have made him look quite stupid. I don't like his pointy elf boots. Michael Schaefer, did they make a color change Zartan? Yeah, so this is the retail release Zartan that I've got here. The color change Zartan was a PulseCon exclusive, and it comes with a ton of extra accessories. But as opposed to the 80s one where Zartan, you'd put him out in the sun to make him change color, this one, you've got to put him in the fridge or the freezer and get him cold to make him change color. So the retail release one doesn't change color. It's only the PulseCon exclusive that does. So Cobra Commander's not too bad. He's one of the few figures, apart from the Deluxe Snake Eyes, that actually comes with interchangeable hands. So he's got a hand that sort of points a finger. He's got a left hand that's sort of open in a grip like that and another fist. yeah. His pistol is dumb, though. It's like a silver pirate pistol. It's dumb. It's dumb. Okay, next I have a pair of Cobra Infantry. Now, these are not the Cobra Island Target exclusives. The figures are the same, the accessories are the same, but the Cobra Island Target exclusives came with some additional accessories. And I didn't know that until these arrived in the mail. And I was like, hang on, I thought these came with goggles that went, on the helmet or around the head. And then I figured out that there was like a general release with a few less accessories and then the Target release. But these are pretty cool. The best thing with it, these do look really good when you swap them out with Valorverse weapons. So get rid of the dumb rifles and pistols they've been given here and give them like, the black AK-47 out of the Valorverse prototype armament set. Is pretty cool. Now, I've had all of these out of the box for ages down in the studio because I've been using them for some photography and other bits and pieces. And I had a big tidy up yesterday after the live stream where I put all of these figures back in the boxes. I put all of my legends back in the boxes, getting ready for the move, and also just to give me a little bit more space in the studio. So one figure I didn't put back in the box is Flint. He's a pretty cool figure. I don't know why they gave him a scar over his eye. I'm not a fan of the way the beret is sculpted, simply because, I wore a beret for a very long time, a beret that means a lot to me. In the British Army, we're very, very particular about the way a beret is worn and the way it is shaped on your head. But when you remove the beret, I don't mind the style of his haircut there. It looks a little bit like Brad Pitt in Fury. The shotgun on the back, it looks interesting with the shotgun shells, but it's pump action, but also breaks in half. Like, this was obviously made by someone who has never held a firearm in their life and has got no idea what they're doing. Why would you load a single shotgun shell in there, close it, and then have to pump? It's bizarre. But he's pretty cool. Flint was one of my favorite figures from childhood. So I'm pleased I've picked him up. Why did I keep him out of the... I need him for an upcoming video. I don't remember what it is. So yeah, I kept him out of the box for that reason. Oh, because when I do eventually do the review of the Valorverse weapons packs, I want to display him with the Mossberg shotgun that comes in that pack. So no, Grindhead Jim, it doesn't even make sense at all. The Dragon Reborn says, Flint was my leader from childhood. Yeah, I think a lot of British kids, European kids even, feel that way, because where like Duke was in America, Duke was the face of G.I. Joe. He was on all the additional marketing and stuff like that. In the UK, it was Flint. He was on, pencil cases and stationery packs and everything. He really sort of filled that role of the Action Force leader in the comic storyline, Action Force International Hero. So, yeah, Daniel Dorian, I do think this figure looks pretty badass, but it's not perfect. There are some faults. So there are some faults with this figure. So this was released alongside Lady J, the first decent female figure in the range. Obviously, we had Scarlet before this. We had the Baroness. This is a really, really good figure. She comes with hair. It's like Lego hair where it clips on. You can remove it and then give her like the hair with the hat. A very cool little feature. So you can kind of have her without the hair like in the cartoon, or with the hat like in the comic. But when you take the hair off, she looks creepy. But the accessories are cool, nicely sculpted. I do like this figure. Lady J is a pretty good figure in the line. And now we get to the Cobra Island Target exclusive Breaker with Ram Cycle. There are parts of this I like. There are parts of this I don't like. So the minigun, I thought it was going to be pretty cool. You know, could be used for a lot of other things. You know, you could customize a tripod and make a machine gun emplacement. But then you take it out because it's not made of like the same type of material that Valaverse is making their weapons with. It's got it's got 8 barrels and they're all bent. You can clearly see it's bent. Breaker, I thought, was going to be a really cool, like, generic figure that I could accessorize with Valaverse gear and just turn him into some kind of cool guy. But the vest is not removable, and I don't like the vest. It's got some sculpted detail, but not enough. I don't want to cut the vest off. I wanted to put a Valaverse vest on him, but maybe I'll figure something out with some hot water, and I'll figure out a way to get the vest off him. I do potentially want to swap the head out because the head, he does look like a friend of mine that I served with in Iraq, and I want to use a Desert Rat and that head to kind of make a custom version of my friend. But Bobby's shown me some Action Force heads on some G.I. Joe. There was on a stream somewhere. Might have been when we did the stream talking about the latest G.I. Joe announcements with Bobby and Ryan. I think he put a Steel Brigade head onto Barbecue. The necks are a little bit different, so it makes the head sit in a funny position. It doesn't look quite right. But I totally agree here with Mvargo 97, who says, I wish the Breaker would have included a sidearm. Yeah, because let's be honest, you might have seen it in the movies, with a guy walking around with a minigun. You can't do that in reality. Not with, real high caliber rounds. Potentially with blanks, you might be able to. But, if he dismounts the Ram Cycle, how's Breaker going to defend himself? And also, being the communications guy, he needed a radio backpack as well. So lots of dumb decisions made in this line. I'll say that. Lots of dumb decisions. Master Son 42 says, Flint's his favourite Joe. His dog is even named Flint. That's cool. The heads, I'm pretty sure, attach okay. Yeah, it's just the way they sit. So yeah, maybe some blue tack or something poster putty to make it, to make it sit a little bit higher. I think I'm trying to remember. I think Bobby's saying it sat a little bit too low. It looks like they end up with like no neck because the neck designs on the two lines are different. Yeah. To sit higher. Oops, sorry. To sit higher, they seem to sit low. Yeah. I have to wait until we get the final production samples of Action Force in hand and go from there. Embargo, could you replace the neck posts too? I'm not sure if the neck posts are removable on Valaverse. I don't think they are. Yes, Kieran Ball, plumber's tape can help as well. Some PTFE tape. Yes, Grindhead, we are talking. No, we're talking about taking G.I. Joe classified heads and putting them onto Valaverse bodies. The main reason we're talking about that is when we eventually get Desert Rat next year, I want to get a whole bunch of Desert Rat figures and build a custom version of like the team that I worked with in Iraq. So I'm going to need lots and lots of different heads. Actually, a figure I didn't show you here because he's in pieces at the moment. I did actually go back and pick up a Wave 1 Duke very recently for one reason only. I wanted the head because, again, he looks like someone, not exactly, but looks close enough to someone that I used to serve with. So I'm going to be using that head eventually to put him onto a Desert Rat figure and then customize that figure to look like my friend. Daniel Dorian, are you going to use some of your bookshelves on the right for displaying your new house? No, those bookshelves I'm pretty sure are going to just become storage shelves in the studio. I'm pretty sure in the new house, given the size of the bedroom that the collection's going to go in, I'm probably just going to keep it to glass cabinets, which is why I want to kind of be selective about what I'm displaying. I'm going to be displaying probably only half of my Action Man collection. The rest will go into storage. Indiana Jones will definitely get displayed. That because the whole lot can fit on one shelf, and I really like Indiana Jones. Vintage Star Wars, I'll probably keep the whole collection out. Action Force, Vintage Motu will probably go into storage. Vintage G.I. Joe / Action Force will probably go into cabinets. Yeah, it is a shame it's a Target exclusive in the US. I saw one for sale here on eBay Australia the other day, and they wanted like over $100 for it. I'm like, I'm not paying that, because Barbecue was the first kind of Action Force G.I. Joe figure I ever picked up after the Palatoy era. So. Not on your Nelly, sunshine. There's no way Desert Rat will get. There's no way he'd ever get seen with gold shin pads. Anyone who puts a Desert Rat head onto a Duke body to give him gold shin pads, often deleted. That's it. I've just seen the time. We've got about 8 minutes, guys, and then I'm going to have to get going. I'm starting to get the feeling that I started buying up a lot. People have donated some parts of this classified kind of collection, but I've bought up a lot of it. I also have on the way Firefly because I really, really like the vintage figure. The modern one looks cool. But I think what I'm going to do, there is one of the generic Troop Builder figures in Action Force that has that kind of urban camo. So I think I'm going to take some of the accessories from the classified Firefly and make an improved Firefly using that kind of Riot Trooper or whatever he's called from Valaverse. But I've been keeping an eye out for a Firefly for a while, but they've been ridiculously priced in Australia. And then I saw, I paid over retail for him, but not too much over retail. I saw it the other day on eBay and just boom, buy it now. And the other figure I purchased is Gung Ho, which I think is a really bad figure. But the reason I purchased him is for my future Valaverse Action Force video. I want to display him with the declassified set with the actual Marine cover, the correct coloured vest and all those accessories in that Big Bad Toy Store exclusive declassified set. So. But I'm kind of sitting here now with, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got about 13 figures in the RAM cycle. And I've been buying this stuff up because I'm the Dragon Reborn. Yeah, I've got a really minty vintage Firefly, and I've purchased a Firefly off eBay. He just hasn't arrived in the post. I only bought him last week, so yeah, I'm sure he'll turn up this week. Master Son 42, thank you very much for the offer, but I didn't pay too much over retail, and with the shipping issues from the States, this one I bought here in Australia, it's going to be, they shipped it last week. It's probably going to turn up today, I would say, along with Gun Ho. I've been buying a lot of this stuff mainly to do comparisons with Valaverse in the future Valaverse video, and because it is the most, it is the line that people are going to compare Valaverse to the most. So I want to show the comparisons of the difference in the number of accessories you get, differences in articulation, all of that kind of thing, the good things and the bad things on both sides. I'm going to still try and be critical if it's needed. I don't think me and Bobby are going to have a falling out if I am critical of a few aspects. I'm loving what I'm seeing, so I'm confident that the fully produced, the production samples of the Valaverse line are going to blow me away when I get them in hand. I've talked to a lot of people who saw them at Joe Fest last year and stuff like that. So I am starting to think that when I get my shipment of Series 1, that a lot of these are going to become obsolete. I don't know whether I'm going to sell them. I might do a big Christmas giveaway. I won't be getting rid of things that people have donated to the channel. But I may do a big G.I. Joe Classified Christmas giveaway for the patrons. Speaking of which, I don't know if there will be a Christmas live stream this year, because obviously the last 2 years we've done a Christmas Eve live stream with Gracie. This year we're going to be down in Perth, so I don't know how I'm going to make that work. We're staying at my brother's. His internet isn't great. Maybe we'll come up with something. But I was just talking to Ryan yesterday, Laser Pants, and we were looking at the dates for the next couple of 3POA podcasts. So the next one, which is all about the summer of Batman, summer of '89, the summer of Batman, that's next week on the 4th of December. Then we've got the 18th of December, just before Christmas. And then the next one actually falls on New Year's Day 2022. And I haven't had a chance to speak to Bobby yet, but me and Ryan are still both keen to do a New Year's Day 3POA. It'll be episode 5. We want to keep the momentum going. You all guys seem to really enjoy the 3POA. So provided Bobby's up for doing it, New Year's Day, sometimes people have, hangovers or whatever. But if Bobby's keen and Series 1 is shipped, we'll probably make that 3POA about Series 1 of Valaverse Action Force, if fans are starting to, if collectors are getting the product in their hands by that stage, which they should be. I'm confident you guys are going to get stuff before Christmas. So, so that's the plan for the 3POA going forward. So, you're going to have a stream like the weekend before Christmas, a 3POA the weekend after Christmas. I would really like to do some Christmas thing live stream with Gracie, maybe just for the patrons. No, if Gracie's going to do it, we'll probably go wide on YouTube. But I just need to figure out, if we're down in Perth, how we do it. I don't have lighting. I'm not going to take lighting equipment with me and all that kind of thing. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can manage. Maybe we can sit outside and do it by the swimming pool, having a few beers because it's summer here in Australia. So, all right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm glad I've been able to give the patrons a little bit of extra content. I know the after shows have been a little bit few and far between lately, but again, with this new roster I'm on, I'm able to establish better routines, and I can do stuff like this. And this may actually start to become a regular thing. When I say regular, I don't mean every week, but perhaps every other week I will do a Patreon only live stream on a Sunday around this time, because I'm up by this stage anyway. It's I started, this was 5:30 for me. I don't start till 7, so I can jump on, have a chat with you guys, answer your questions, and next time we'll chat about something else, whatever people, and throw me some suggestions, guys. Leave not in the live chat here, because it'd be hard for me to go back and see, but if you've got a suggestion for the next Patreon only live stream, I may do one. Will I do one? No, there won't be one next week, but I'll probably do one the week after. We'll do a Patreon only stream, same thing. I may even start half an hour earlier so I can go a little bit longer. Yeah, in the comments below on Patreon, leave me some suggestions for a discussion topic. Doesn't even have to be toys that I've got, because, we can just talk about a particular topic, and then, because I do enjoy making up a nice thumbnail for the Patreon only stream as well. So, all right, guys, I need to go and get changed and head off to work. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, if it's Sunday where you are, if it's Monday morning like it is here in Australia. I hope you have a good day at work and that your week goes well. And I will speak to you soon. Cheers all, and stay safe. Thanks for your support. Bye, guys.